Ukraine is facing a deepening winter energy crisis as Russian strikes intensify across multiple regions, knocking out power, heating, and critical infrastructure during sub-zero temperatures. Kyiv, Kharkiv, Chernihiv, Sumy, and Dnipro are among the hardest hit, with civilians bearing the immediate impact as temperatures plunge and outages spread. President Volodymyr Zelensky says the situation in Kyiv is extremely difficult. More than 200 apartment buildings in the capital remain without heating, particularly in left-bank districts such as Darnitsia. Zelensky has publicly criticized response timelines, saying current deadlines are unsatisfactory and faster action is required.
The circumstances are extremely difficult. More than 1,200 multi-apartment buildings in the city are still without heating. We discussed with local leaders and government officials how to help as quickly as possible. So far, the deadlines mentioned cannot be considered satisfactory. We need to act faster.
Emergency measures are underway. Heating points, mobile communication hubs, and food distribution centers have been activated, while schools and social infrastructure are being checked for readiness. The Ukrainian government is also moving to urgently procure alternative electricity generation and heating equipment, as energy officials remain in constant contact with international partners for additional support.
I instructed the Prime Minister of Ukraine, together with the Minister of Finance, to analyze the possibilities, including for Kyiv, to urgently purchase everything that is currently really needed for alternative electricity generation and heat supply.
The energy crisis follows a wave of Russian strikes targeting Ukrainian energy infrastructure. Moscow says it has carried out attacks across several fronts, including Sumy, Kharkiv, Donetsk, Dnipropetrovsk, and Zaporizhzhia. Ukrainian officials report more than 100 combat engagements in a single day, with air, missile, and artillery units repelling dozens of Russian assaults. On the ground, the impact is severe. In Kyiv and Chernihiv, residents queue at heated tents powered by generators to charge phones and stay warm. In western Ukraine, a thermal power plant has been forced to shut down for repairs after repeated strikes, with workers describing extensive damage to cables, transformers, and critical equipment needed to restore supply.
We don't have heating right now, but we're holding on. We have electricity, we're managing somehow, and we also have gas as backup.
We have electricity more often off than on. I have a small child. You have to keep her warm. There's always a pile of laundry, and after shelling the water is often gone for a long time, which makes things hard, but we're already used to it.
The escalation comes even as diplomatic efforts continue, with recent trilateral talks involving Ukraine, Russia, and the United States described as constructive. But as negotiations move forward, Russia's focus on energy infrastructure is tightening pressure on civilians, turning Ukraine's winter into a frontline and energy into a central weapon of the war.
I'll tell you, there's no point in hoping. We have to fight. With Western countries with weapons. Because what? There'll be a ceasefire now. He'll build up his strength, Putin, and then say, "Take care, I'm going again." So we have to stand firm, get through the winter, and then things will go our way.